A lot of people understand election wrongly as God looking down on a pool of people. And now he's choosing one, not choosing another, choosing one, not choosing another. And so when we ask at the end of the day, why did God choose those and not the others, right? For us to sit there and say, well, he didn't choose those and not the others. The reason wasn't found in the people, it was found in himself. Well, that looks a little confusing. So to demonstrate this problem, let's just imagine that you come up to me and you have a plate full of gummy bears. And you tell me to choose which ones I want. And after a while, let's say I pick 25% of them. And I say, okay, sounds good. And you look at me and you say, okay, well, why did you choose those and not these? And if I were to say to you, well, I have my reasons for doing it, but it wasn't anything to do with the gummy bears. That's going to seem a little weird to you, right? So you're going to say, well, wait a minute. So you didn't choose those because they tasted better. Nope, it had nothing to do with taste. So you didn't choose those because they were more colorful. Nope, it had nothing to do with color. You didn't choose those gummy bears because they were bigger. Nope, it had nothing to do. You didn't leave those gummy bears over there because they were stale. It had nothing to do with the gummy bears. So how is that not random then, is what the other side is asking. How can you say that you have purposes, but you're choosing from a pool of things that have different characteristics, different properties, and it's presented to you, and yet your reasons for choosing are not found in the things? This problem is brought about when Calvinists do not properly explain what unconditional election is. The entire error that occurs here is based on the understanding that God is presented with a pool of people, okay? Just as you presented me with a plate of gummy bears. Notice something. Those gummy bears are existing in the ways that they exist, not because of anything I did, right? I'm not responsible for the gummy bears being the way that they are, being the colors that they are, how stale or fresh they are, how big they are, what they taste like. I'm choosing from things I have nothing to do with, and therefore for me to say that my reasons for choosing them are not found in them is a little weird and makes it seem random. This is why a better representation of what is actually going on, God is not looking down on a pool of people that he has nothing to do with. God is the creator of those people, right? This is always skipped over. Everybody jumps to the point where God's choosing people, forgetting about how the people came to be there in the first place. Before God could be choosing, in his mind, who he's going to save and not save logically, he has to already have logically determined that those people would exist and exist the way that they exist. The position of Calvinism is not saying that God is choosing reactively from amongst a pool of people. Calvinism is teaching that the only reason the people in the pool exist in the first place and exist in the ways they exist in the first place is because God has already, logically, determined the existence of those people and every detail of their existence. So God is not choosing people for salvation reactively. He's choosing people for salvation actively. He is creating people for the purpose of salvation, right? And there's all the difference in the world, right? God is custom tailoring the existence of each and every single individual so that everything about that individual, right? Now when you reach that point where you have a pool of people and you're looking down at all these people, the reason they're different is not because of the people in the first place. The ultimate reason those people are different is because of God.